Hello. I arrived. Hello, hello. How are you guys doing? Totally not an hour late. Totally not. It's surely time zones have changed, right? Surely. Hello, Misu. Hello, Henry Similar. Who apparently got a gift up yesterday. So nice to see a first time chatter immediately with the bongo. Tapping and bongo. Hello, Flashy. Hello, Mom. Welcome, and hello everyone else who may or may not be lurking. So, how are you guys doing? Hello, Zetsuya. Welcome. Guten Tag, Kohari. Did you enjoy your meal? I did enjoy my meal. I guess I would have been late anyway. But after I ate my meal, I realized I messed something up because I was working on something. And when I checked my model, it had some issues. And it still has some issues, but I fixed the most egregious. How do you say it? Egregious ones. And now, casual Kohari is back, the hoodie is back, and look at this. Boop. Casual Kohari, hello, it's the old hoodie. Do you remember? I can't show the entire thing because there's issues. But I will fix them for tomorrow. But it is the good old hoodie from the old model. And I adjusted it and rigged it for this one. And I thought maybe it is time to ditch the royal outfit and become even more cute and more comfortable. What is the name again? Like, what's the word? What is the word? Egregious. Got it. You always seem to be working on something, but do we like sometimes? Yeah, because I did mention it yesterday that like the new model is kind of taking a while still. And I feel like the royal outfit, like the princess outfit, is kind of a little bit uncomfortable. And then I thought, why don't I just make a quick new hoodie? And when I was designing or trying to design one today, I realized that the old hoodie design was actually really cool. So I thought, why not take it and adjust it for this model? And now we're back with the hoodie. So I did that today, basically. And tomorrow I actually have to make some pants as well. Because, as was custom with the old model as well, I just have the hoodie and no pants. I can't show it because my hands are missing too. It's a little bit weird, but it's fine. It also makes me look like a child if I zoom out, but it's fine. And yes, the blue is working too. I was very, very thorough. But there's some things I want to tweak, which I will do tomorrow before I keep working on the new model. Yep. Queen Ari Incognito, yeah. Casual attire indeed. That is actually how you write it down. Egregious. That is so weird. You look cute as always. Thank you. Ari pantsless confirmed. Kind of. Magic hoodie, up, turning blue. Nice hoodie. Lizard. Wait, there's a lizard wearing a hoodie? Where is it? Right. yeah, so that is what I have been doing today. And after the stream yesterday, I noticed that apparently Nano Banana, Google's Nano Banana has a new version, which is kind of nice. Oh yeah, that was actually the reason why I wanted to make a hoodie for this model. Because I did make, like, I played around with some, like, trying out the capabilities of making, like, thumbnails and stuff. And it made, like, a cool thumbnail that, you know, that gave me a cool look, a cool outfit. Wait, let me actually show you, since we're already talking about it anyway. Let me go to my corner real quick. Is it the corner? Yeah. And then, let me see. So the new Nano Banana 2, I mentioned this on Discord, it is not only way faster, it is also way cheaper, and the quality is basically the same as Nano Banana Pro. And I am using T3 Chat to interact with like all the LLMs, because T3 Chat is pretty much the best chat bot application right now. It's only, I think you can use it for free too, but I'm using the $8 a month tier, and I've been using this ever since it is out, basically. In the past I was using the ChatGPT Pro thing, but that's like $20 a month or something. And after I found T3 Chat, I never looked back, because they have everything. Like, they have every state-of-the-art LLM hosted. And not only that, you also can use the image generation stuff. And they recently changed something about how they handle tokens and token limits. And basically, all your limits reset every 4 hours. And the Nano Banana Pro was so expensive that with this new system, you could only generate like 4 images before you run out of tokens. And then you have to wait 4 hours, which is actually still fairly good, because it's basically free, right? I'm not even using T3 Chat because I never intended to use it for image generation. I always wanted to have it as access to all the different LLMs to test stuff and talk to AI. But now, it basically gives me image generation for free, like high quality image editing. And when I played around, I did this. Like, I told it to make a thumbnail for today. I didn't actually use this thumbnail because I was just playing around. But that is actually pretty good. So I was kind of surprised how well it did right out of the box. And when I saw this, I thought, damn, wouldn't it be cool if my model actually looked like this? With the hoodie and the sweatpants, because that's usually what I'm wearing IRL. And that is also a non-chibi version. I feel like that is fairly well representing the vibes of me as a person a little bit. Although she's kind of angry. I don't know why she's so angry. But I think I thought like that is a great representation of what I would have wanted my model to look like. And then I thought, why not make another hoodie again? Is that your new model? No, it is not. My new model is very, very different. But that is, like, that was actually, I just gave it a reference of this model. And it made this, basically. So I was very surprised to see that. And I got a little bit envious about how I could look like. But no, unfortunately, that is not a thing yet. Would you make that into a model? It would take so much time. And I have 2 other models that I'm working on already. So maybe I could actually re-rig the chibi, like make some kind of, like I could probably make a deformer that deforms the head in a way that actually achieves the more mature look that thumbnail represents. I have to think about that. Because it might not be that difficult. But also, there's so much other stuff going on already. So I don't know. But I think the hoodie that I made today already is a step in the right direction. Yeah. Alright. What else? What else is down? Really? Meow. Meow. Yesterday we implemented something in for the new boss mechanics. Before I get into that, I guess I don't really have to recap the stream from yesterday, do I? Yeah. We played some really cool demos and did some game development, although I got mostly distracted. We were talking about a lot about Linux and stuff. Alright, it's fine, let's just get into it, and then I get distracted from chat again. Inevitably, I will get distracted, but that's fine too. So, what did we do? Yesterday, we started working on the new mechanics. We introduced a turbulence mechanic. Right. I remember what else I wanted to talk about. Apparently, Twitch removed the rule for combining chat on the overlay. Which is pretty funny, because we talked about this 2 streams ago, so not yesterday, but the day before. We actually had a huge discussion and a rant about this, complaining about why Twitch would do that and stuff like that. And apparently, I don't know if it was the exact same time where this happened, but I think it was pretty much the same day, on that same day where we ranted about this, they actually changed it. Because Gigak, one of my favorite anime YouTubers, actually talked about getting a warning for combining chat, and somehow, even though he didn't even complain about it, he just mentioned it on one of his streams in one of his videos or whatever. But that alone apparently triggered some kind of huge thing, and then Dan Clancy himself talked about it and specifically mentioned the incident with Gigak. And that they changed the rules now, and now you are allowed to have the combined chat on stream. Which is really cool. I'm glad they changed that. Which W, you might say. Yeah. Not that we ever played by the rules anyway. But you know. Also, let me drink some water. It is good to know that we won't get into trouble with the current setup anymore, which we never did, but we might have in the future. Anyway, turbulence mechanic. So, we played around a bit last time, because the new boss phase is gonna be some kind of side-scrolling section, and we're thinking about how to make that feel good, and I didn't know if it's fine to just push the player to the left with some kind of water current mechanic, which are now called turbulence. And I wanted to test it, so since I got distracted a lot, like just talking with chat, and I didn't really know how I want to start the new boss phase gameplay implementation, and I just started to play around with it, and I think it does feel quite nice, actually. So now when the final phase is entered against Meganom, there basically will be a water current / turbulence that pushes against the player from the right, so that you slow down, like you get pushed to the left, and you're very slow to get to the right. And that way it will be more engaging and more difficult to reach the right, to reach the weak spot or whatever the boss to attack. And I think we could even make it so it might change direction, so you have to go to the left or to the right or up and down. And I think it is a good starting point to actually implement the new phase. Because there's a lot of room to play with. To make it interesting. And then today we have to figure out how we want to handle the movement of the boss. And which mechanics we actually want to change. Like how we actually want the boss to attack the player and stuff like that. We will probably start by setting up some kind of area that defines where the boss can move around in. And then he will either move up and down consistently and then do attacks, or like move randomly within that area. Something like that. I'm not sure yet. It's why it's so difficult when people submit things without actually having a clear idea what they want. Just saying I should decide, because I don't know what I want to do. So Nonom, if you're still here right now, I'm blaming you for putting me in this predicament that we are in, that I don't know what to do with your submission. I guess we are slowly getting there though. Slowly but surely making progress on what it's gonna be. So the next phase should be triggering the final phase, which is now activated by... So in the past, the final phase was like this stagger phase, which was the previous final phase, was triggered by hitting the weak spot during the last song. And now it will be similar, but it won't trigger the stagger, but instead do the transition to the new gameplay, which we also still have to implement. Which I'm also not sure what exactly to do with that. But we are making progress. I think next week we might finish. And then we can polish up all the mechanics. And then maybe by the middle of March. Is it gonna be spring sale? Maybe in time for spring sale. Whenever it may be. We will be able to release Cycle 4. And then after that, it should be... We should have a lot shorter cycles again. With new submissions. So I'm excited for that too. Okay, let's try to get the final phase going and test it one more time. And then we get into development. I already see some warnings as well. In the console. I thought we fixed the warnings last time, but apparently we didn't. He should be transitioning soon. TM. There we go. Now we should do the somersault. Yep. Ow. This should trigger the final phase, which it did, and now we got pushed to the left. I think it's probably gonna be very confusing. But obviously we have to put some visual effects to show the to show the turbulence, and we probably should also prevent the player from going outside the screen, because that is going to be very confusing as well. We could probably also do something a little bit different with the turbulence to make the player actually move to the left without affecting the direction he looks. Oh god, I can already see how people are gonna be so confused when this happens in the future. Because people are confused about a lot of things in this game already. With the rhythm game and stuff. Also, I just remembered Slade Spire 2 is actually releasing in March as well. So another game that we probably have to play on release and don't actually have time for. But we haven't even continued Eugenics, and we're currently playing demos. Then we also have to play Blueprints, and I also want to return to Oni, and I also want to play the DLCs, and I also want to play the RimWorld DLCs. There's too many games. Maybe eventually there will come a time where we played all the things that we want. I feel like by the time we played all the games that are currently on the list, the Silksong DLC will be out. Anyway, let's start developing. So, we need to figure out a way to control Meganom's movement. We could either put him on a rail. You know what? Let's copy him over. Meganom 4. And then make him visible. And then can I make this editable? Probably. Editable children. Let me go to the animation player, set the swimming. Okay, so what I am thinking is he's gonna be on the left here, and then swimming up and down, attacking the player, right, in Darius fashion. Oh, he's trying to get away. Like, there's two options. Like, one of them would be he turns to the right. Can I flip him? So one of them would be he tries to get away. Like swimming on the right like this. And you only see his behind and try to hit his tail. But I feel like the tail is already too far into the screen for that to be good. So probably not gonna do that, and instead did I use the wrong thing? So instead he's gonna be facing the player like this, swimming up and down and attacking. But then what is the question? I guess he could move the weak spot to his chest instead. So you have to hit him from below. Or we could make it a bullet hell phase where, like, while he's facing the player, you have to dodge things. And then afterwards, you have to attack him while he is swimming away. Or he could be attacking like that, and then you have to dodge everything, and then he goes back into the dash attack phase where you can hit his tail. Or one of the ideas we had earlier was to turn it, well, not really, well, but there could be some kind of attack that you have to like reflect back at him. Or while you're dodging things, you still have to build combo and attack him. Like, there's so many things we could do. But I definitely want him to be going up and down and attacking to the left. Because that makes the most sense with the turbulence as well. Because when turbulence changes direction, he's still gonna attack from the right, which means the player will have to move differently to counter the turbulence. Which could be cool too. So probably will change the angle slightly. And then he's gonna get attack patterns that are more dangerous. But what is the attack of the player gonna be? I guess you could also have like some weird transitioning happening where you only get tumbled back. Like you get a pop-up, Megalon tries to escape, and then you would get tumbled back, and then you're swimming at the current to try and reach his tail again. And every time you hit him, he goes back into the attacking phase, and then he tries to get away again. And you do the classic 3 times thing. And then we go into the final stagger like we had in the past, maybe, to finish him off. Maybe I should take some inspiration from actual Cuphead, because that was the initial submission on it. Because I never played Cuphead. I did see some streams, but not a lot. Maybe just start with the movement. Maybe make him face right. Make some kind of area and take a random point inside it for him to move. So what would it be? Probably would put it on the gameplay cycle easy forward. Because I don't really want to make a new scene. Although this is getting kind of crowded as well. So it would be probably just a polygon. 2D. And then we put there, we call that meganome. Well, final phase. Meganome, final phase. Area. And this will be. What's happening? Oh. I guess you would just put it like this. Is this even gonna work? I don't know. Why is it a weird triangle instead of a square? Could we just make a square or a rectangle? Well, I guess it would still be a polygon, wouldn't it? What? How? Why is it sometimes a triangle? I guess it would be invisible anyway. Didn't we use something like this in the actual gameplay, in the old gameplay? To spawn, to decide where the bubbles spawn. Wait, is it still a thing? Is it actually still ending? Spawn area. Oh yeah. Why is it so weird? That wasn't weird in the past. Wait, is it also because of the world environment thing? It's fine though, it doesn't need to be rendered anyway. It just needs to be defining the space where you can move in. So this is gonna be on the edge. This is gonna be on the edge, and then we'll probably make it a specific value. Let's do 2000, 0, 2000, 40, 40, 2000, 40, 40. Yes. Wait. Wait, which one is the 2000 one? I guess this one would be 2560. Since it's base canvas of 1440p. And then this one would be 0. And this one would be 1440. Or this one would be 0. And this one 1440. Yes. Wait, no, there's something wrong about this. Which one is which? I don't know. I guess it's easy to tell because it's 2560 on the side and 4040 up and down. So it would be starting here. Can go here. So this one needs to be 560 0, and then this one needs to be 2560 1440, and then this one needs to be 2000 1440. Yeah, now it goes in top left, right, down left, up. Wait, do you need polygons? Or is there only one polygon? What does it even mean? Shouldn't it be 2 polygons? Are these indices? So would it go 0, 1, 2? And then 2, 1, 0 on another one? Or something? Maybe it already works. But I feel like it won't. Yeah, 0 polygons, that's fine. Or is it? What does the other one have? 3. 3 polygons. 1, 2. Wait. 1, 2, 3. Right. So it probably doesn't. So this one would have. Couldn't it just be 1 with 4 points? Also, what are the values? 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7. Okay, I'm not gonna overthink this, but I feel like there's something wrong with this. And I don't even know when it broke, because that has been in there since cycle 1. Is it actually a bug? Like, are they spawning only in those instead of spawning in the entire thing? Because that would be crazy. Like, what happens if I actually run this? When did this change is my question. Because I'm pretty sure it wasn't broken in the past. Let's pay close attention. No, it spawns in the entire area. Are we excluding? How is it calculated anyway? Cycle 1. Yeah, move button. While distance to center, blah blah, is point in polygon, spawn area polygon. Okay, so this is the one that is relevant. The polygons don't matter at all, that is just for rendering. So I should remove them. I don't even know what it is a thing. I guess it's easier to see. No. Wait, now it's working correctly. Well, it's working correctly anyway, but now it's rendering it correctly. Even though it doesn't have any polygons in there. That is weird. Anyway. Probably go through the different cycles and reset them. But they all use the same. Which they already own. Apparently. Because they didn't change any. And just to make sure started with it. See? Yeah, but it uses the polygon. It doesn't use the polygon's array. So it is just for rendering, most likely. Yeah, behaves the same way. Okay. That's nice. Less confusing for form. Which means for the mega final phase, we also don't need the polygons. We just need the polygon array. Which for some reason does not behave in the same way. Because this one is rendered. But did it recreate them? What is happening? Why was it having them again? This one does not work in the same way. What the hell? Now it recreated them again. I guess it needs one. What if I just make this... Wait, did the other ones also recreate? Yes. So I should actually manually assign this. To 1, 2, 3. Is it gonna be an integer or 4? Why wouldn't it automatically set it to integer? 5, 6, 7. Then remove this one. Is it 8 or 0? 0. Could we do 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Then save that. And then this one gets the same one. And then this one gets the same one, which it already has. And then this one gets the same one, which it now has. And then this one gets something similar, which is gonna be... Oops. Three. Why is this one not rendering though? Gonna code 2 now, have you on the side. Good luck. Misu, look away. And be productive. Maybe it's the wrong order. How's the other one start? Wait, it changed again. Why? Why would Godot do that to me? Little trees. What is happening? And why is it happening? Why would it change on its own? Like every time I reselect it, it just changes. That is so weird. Don't need luck, do I? Not working with AI. I guess so. Wish you great success then. Could you behave? I don't know, I should just ignore it. I don't think it matters. Yeah, volcanoes. This is gonna be for the target selection of the boss movement. So let's go into the final phase logic and the boss. Godot being Godot, I don't know what's happening. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know either. How do you transition? So he still uses the transition animation, which I don't exactly know why. I guess he animate, activate. Animate, active. No, where does he do the flip? Why does he do the flip? Where's it even coded? What the hell? Tween. Initiate stagger. That is different. What's this? Attack? Wait. Is he even doing the flip based on the final phase, or is it doing it random because it's a bug on the rotation? Spy parent minus spy parent scale. How? I don't think there is any logic to make him do a flip. So he's just doing it on accident? I thought he would be doing it at the start of the final phase. But apparently not. The target speed or shadowing as well. Update target position. Oh. Wait, on the player? Found it. Okay. Da 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 da. Is they have the same name? Oh, there's already a target speed as well. I should probably call the other speed move speed. Match case forward. Oh, is it the only place? Sure. Let's go with base speed. And then in the function we go to just speed as a local. Kicks shadow warning on speed variable. Is this also gonna reset, like the cycle 1 spawn area thing? Is it gonna reset? Yes. That is so weird. I'm so curious. Let's go real quick. Polygon array resets. Polygon 2D. When reselected. Oh, I think I know what it is. It's a plugin. It's a plugin that we use for the animation. It does automatic triangulation. Do you think we can turn this off specifically for polygons? And where's the plugins again? What does it even mean? I thought it was only for animation, like skeletal animation polygons. But apparently it's for all polygon 2Ds. Now it makes sense that it's broken, but it's not really broken. It doesn't really matter. But at the same time, surely there's a way to turn it off specifically for a polygon, right? Surely. Because that is not a great automatic triangulation at all. Oh god. Auto triangulation. Disable. Let's see. Can you disable the automatic triangulation plugin for polygon 2D window specifically or individual polygons? Probably not. Yeah, I don't think the AI has any idea what I'm talking about. It's fine, just ignore it. It's not gonna break anything, show me. Just ignore it. And it's gonna be fine. Maybe. This one could probably be reverted then, Lord. Because it's gonna use the same triangulation anyway. No? Whatever, ignore it. I need to go to the bathroom. So I will be right back for more shenanigans with triangles. Yeah, it's fine. It's probably like we're not using this anyway. Like I wish I could just turn it off. But we do need the automatic wait, do we need the automatic triangulation plugin enabled if we already did the animation? Maybe we can turn it off after we've already done it. And then we don't use it anymore unless we want to change something about the polygons again. Anyway, I'll be right back, chat. 1 second. Also, I have to change the be right back notice again. Because I still didn't adjust it. I will not be going to dinner. I will not be going to dinner. Warning, warning. I will not be going to dinner right now. The message on the screen is incorrect. I will be right back. That is incorrect. Be right back. There we go. That is also incorrect. Be right back. There we go. There we go. See you in a couple of minutes. First try indeed. I have returned. Oop. Okay, back chat. Alright. Let's ignore the auto triangulation and just use the polygon to spawn random points. How is it working in the old one? Polygon while not in point. Wait, is there no way to get a random point? Do I actually have to regenerate it until it hits? That's kind of inefficient, isn't it? Spawn random in polygon. I don't know. It's like in the regular spawn area, I feel like it's fine to do it this way because there's like most of the area is inside the polygon anyway. But with this one, it's like most of it is outside, so the chance that someone lands inside is fairly low. So it might run a very long time potentially. Is it actually still a one here or is it solved? It's probably solved. Which is why it's probably a bad idea. So instead, we should use... You know what, I'm not gonna think about this. I do have an idea how you could do it. You take just one spawn point and then you just take a random rotation and go in that direction. So let's just ask for some code. Write a short little function that returns a random point inside a rectangle that covers 20% of the rightmost side of the screen in GD squared. Keep it minimal and performing. It's honestly it's pretty easy to do. Like we should probably just take a line and take a random point on the line, but you know. Do we actually use the viewport for that? We might. I don't remember what the difference between screen coordinates and the viewport coordinates is. I guess we do need the viewport. Because if we do like weird resizing. You know what? Let's show the spawn area during gameplay just to see what happens when we resize the window. Because I know we did some stuff with ultra wide in the past. But I think it's not normal thing. Because it kind of broke at some point. So I guess it's just scaling down. So if no, what? No, I think I'm gonna do it myself. Let's just take his current position. Let's spawn him on the side. Let's say... Let's make a new node 3D, and this one is gonna be final phase starting point. Meganom fans phase start. Where's the boss spawn used? Is it even used? Meow. Hello days. Probably in an auto version. Boss spawn him. So that would be... Oh yeah, where is it used? Boss position spawn. So that is gonna be... Boss final phase start. I guess I called it boss final phase start as well. And then assign it. And then when the boss is spawned, what is happening? Oh, he spawns immediately. I'm ready. I guess it has to override ready then. Which is not really a big deal. Since you're already, might as well refactor it, right? So this is gonna be spawn layer. And it's gonna be spawn layer. And then this is gonna be spawn boss. Spawn boss. Maybe we even call it initialize or instantiate init. Just call it init. Init player, init boss. Do we use any other terminology like that? Not really. Then this is gonna be init. Okay. And then... Yeah, that's fine. Let me overwrite that. And then we set boss. Final... Where is it? Final phase start. Oh, he doesn't have that at all. Could we just hold it? As it don't really have to. Well, it is a good refactor anyway. But he could just take it from the gameplay, since he has a gameplay anyway. So it would be initiate, final phase. Tum-tum-tum. I'm gonna call it initialize. Tum-tum-tum. Initialize. Because I don't like the short form stuff. I miss it. It's getting too long. Try immediately commit that probably. Refactor. Initialize from player. Being boss into split function. And then I don't want to revert these. Wait, I made a mistake. Kill me from that. I guess it doesn't matter, we're saving it again. Yeah, that's fine. It does still have the link, right? Yes. No? Yes. And then in the final phase, when we hit him, he's gonna swim in from the right. So it's probably gonna make the screen white during the transition or make some kind of shatter animation or shader. Then, assuming we already have that, we would be on the right side. So I guess you can actually do the transition and just teleport him there. Because the player won't see it anyway. So this will be gameplay, boss, final. Why does it not auto-complete? Boss final phase start position. Global position? Or position? Then scale equals vector 2. Why do we do the -1 on the scale? Scale. Hmm. 25 multiplied by -5 parent point scale. Oh, it's relative to the player. Position X minus player ref position X. The scale X. What is the sign? It is just 1 and -1. So why is he larger then? Here, on aim it actively grows. And it's not multiplied. I guess it's always facing the left by default. So I don't have to do anything. What am I doing? Or just teleport him. No. We do have to take the scale x equal absolute scale x. Because if it is negative, we have to turn it positive. Otherwise he just randomly turns to the right depending on when you hit him. And then phase. Wait, is it no phase? Count. Why do I not find anything? Oh, match case in all rooms. That's one. So make him immediately go into the fun phase for testing. What? What is that? Array compressed texture? How is that related to anything? How did this happen? What do you mean? Out of bounds index of compressed texture to be. On a thing that we haven't even touched. Oh my god, bro, why? How? Oh, it's because you reverted the scene as cycle AC1. That's so weird. Is that really it? Bro, I hate. I genuinely hate the Git plugin, like the version control in Godot. It is insane. Yeah, it's working though. Good to know. Oh. It should go immediately into the mouse phase. When we hit this weak spot. They should teleport to the right side, but nope. Is it because it's still in the animation? The dream. Yeah, we probably have to cancel. Whatever is happening. What is happening? Should be in process. Move toward next position. Next position is set. Initial position plus. Oh, he just moves forward. Always. What? Never mind, that is the vendor movement on when he's in the background. Response on the right. The position is set to the screen center will spawn vector. Scale, look at screen center, new angle. And then if instance valid attack train kill. Yeah, I think that is what we need. We need to kill the attacking train. Every transition. Into the final phase. I see we'll do it after, as part of the shadow transition. And then how easy we need. It is just trees in general. Yeah. Okay, that should do something. Alright, again, we're going to come. Happy Friday to you too. Doesn't really change a lot for me, personally. But if you had a rough week and are now able to enjoy the weekend, then I'm happy for you. So happy Friday and happy weekend for everyone who's watching. Alright, now we have to move the boss final phase start to the actual position that we want him to be, which is probably just the center. So that's gonna be 2560, 770. Already got a haircut? I did not! But I'm glad that you're noticing something. Is it a joke that you're asking if I had a haircut because you can't tell what changed? A classic. New guesses? What is it? What could it be? Okay, we need to... Hey, why is it drifting? Wait, is he drifting or am I hallucinating? He's drifting, right? He's drifting to the left. Does he have some kind of momentum? That is so weird. Crown missing, isn't it? But wait, there's more. But yes, that is the first one. My tiara, I took my tiara off. Good job, alien, but what else? So we probably just reset this rotation as well, right? Which is... rotation. Is it just gonna be 0? What if I put him in 0? Probably is just 0. Don't I have the initial rotation and stuff cached? Or not cheat and check the what is what the difference? Let me help you out. Boop. Boop. What is it, alien? Can you see it now? Does this help? It's a hoodie. It's not only a hoodie, it's a the hoodie. From my 1.0. Well, kind of. I adjusted it to fit. But it's the good old trusted, comfortable hoodie. It is casual quality. Ditching the royal attire for something more comfortable. Wait, what did I do? Rotation. On me, yeah. I knew something changed. Yeah. It's fine. So initial... Wait, oh, it should be here. Yeah, modulate scale position. What about rotation though? I guess it goes to 0. Yeah, let's just set it to 0. It should be fine. Wait, isn't my sprite parent? No, it's myself. But the scale though, I think the scale... Oh, rotation degrees. Oh, it is the sprite parent scale, because... Oh, I see. So the growing larger is on the actual root, and the sprite parent scale is used to flip him, which means the sprite parent scale on the new one is gonna be the one that changes, and it's gonna be 1 or vector 2 1, and in the rotation degrees is gonna be 0. It's just scale 1. And now we should be facing the left in the center of the screen. It's always a trick question. Do you notice anything about me? Well, I didn't ask. You're the one who noticed. You're the one who brought it out. I guess I did play the game a little bit. Look at there! These are to the right now. Why is he drifting to the left though? Still. And why is he still using the IMO? Is it because the other one is also 3? On the activation transition thing? Yes. I guess it's testing regular to 3. With the 1 here as well. Testing. Oh, we should make this a variable as well. Make it like the final phase index or something. Rare occurrence that I noticed. I feel like it's pretty noticeable. I look quite different today. I'm loaded on a bunch of demos for today. Game time. Ooh, so you're done with work? Is the crunch finally over? Can you enjoy yourself? I'm glad to hear that, because we also have a bunch of demos planned for later today. Yesterday we played Croak, How Many Dudes, Gunboat God, and Fallen Tier the Ascension. And I'm not entirely sure what we would play today, but there is still a bunch of things. I think we're gonna play Wonderburg or Wanderburg if you are actually German. And maybe Underkeep and Rootbound. Not sure yet. There's so many cool games. I even found some more, but I didn't write them down. And I think someone suggested something yesterday that I also forgot to write down. And I don't know who it was. Crunch not really over, but manageable. I pushed a bit yesterday, so finished on time today to enjoy the weekend earlier. Yay! Nice. Good job. What is that comment? Can I even read that out loud? What do you mean by that, Dave? What do you mean by that? And why is he still drifting? Should be in process, right? Position equals move toward next position, and next position is always doing something. So there's actually no condition on this at all. He's always drifting. I guess there should be a condition though. Let's actually override the process. Call that update position drift. And that is gonna be on the update position drift. Why would that complain? Dead home. And then we override that. No, we override poses. Wait, that is weird. I guess it's true though. It's true. So this is gonna be process. And then if not current phase equals final. Super. Process. They're down. That's fine. Don't think that emote works with that message. Vivavi how? I guess the ha emote usually has a different expression, doesn't it? Like this one. I do agree. I should probably, like, I feel like the emotes that we currently have don't really, are not really that useful. I don't, like, I do like the emotes we have, like, generally speaking. But every time I'm in a different channel, I'm always, like, I never have the emote that I need. And ever since I moved the Itagi emotes, like the blank, to 70V, I always notice that I'm missing them when I'm in other channels. Because I can't use them if they're on 70V. Like, the blank emote might be the one that I would use the most. So maybe I should make a ha and a blank emote as well. Replace some of the other ones that aren't as useful. maybe at some point. Alright, let's see if it's working. So it should not be drifting, and it should be in the middle of the ride. Well, I guess it's slightly above the center. Because its center of gravity is somewhere else. Yeah, he's not drifting. So now... we could also, instead of overwriting the process, we could actually overwrite the position drift. I think it makes more sense actually. Because now we can do... yeah, let's do update position. Well... I guess we would do it differently. Instead of calling super, we would do update position drift. And then put it on else. And then if current phase final, we do update position. Or we could also just make a get next position. I think it might actually be more useful. So get next position. And then put this here. And then instead of having the update position thing, we do... let's revert that real quick. So is position not equals next position, position equals move towards the next position. Exactly, okay. So instead we do... get next position. On get next position. And then that is a refactor without any changes. Now you can override the get next position. I'm going to do if current phase equals phase final, else, and then the else will have the regular position update, and the final phase will just set the next position differently. This is gonna be a return, and it's gonna be a below. Nope, it's gonna be a vector 2. And then here it's gonna be a vector 2 as well. And then it's gonna be a return. Now we can do the random thing. And I think it's gonna be a random angle from the current position, either up and down, with some variance to the left and right, and then we clamp it. On hard values based on the screen size. I don't know why, but I often find it hard to understand the lore of some games. Can someone explain this game to me from a lore background perspective? I mean, this game, there's no lore to this game. This game is, well, I guess it is meta lore. There's no in-game lore. But the meta lore of the game is that the game is about players deciding what happens. So we started with just a button on a white background with nothing but a button making a number go up. And everything else is supposed to be decided by players by putting submissions on the leaderboard. And then the top 3 submissions will be implemented in the next update, as well as the top 2 community favorites. And what we are currently working on is the final boss phase that was submitted by Nom Nom, who requested a special battle against Mega Nom after, like at the end of the run. And since he left the decision up to me what that final battle should look like, we are doing a lot of concepting and figuring out what to do. But usually I would just implement whatever the player decided to do. So if there should be lore in the game, it would probably be decided by whoever wants lore in the game and tops the leaderboard. So currently there's no actual story. Right, so this would be... Maybe we shouldn't just return it. Maybe we should do... New position or next position. No. Is the next position used somewhere else? Set on ready. But it's the same calculation. Oh, it's because it poses checks. So it has to be... it has to be a variable, otherwise we can't put the restriction on it. But I guess you could replace this one. Get next positions is the refactor already. Which means next position equals that. Well, I guess you shouldn't do it like this. Yeah, it's fine the way it is. Let's just make it variable. Well, yeah, let's do one new position. Vector 2. Set it to 0. And then return new position. And then put the F in between and set it like this. And then we say new position equals. And this is gonna be the starting point for the final boss final. Why is it not auto completed? Is it because it's a different cycle? It is. Boss final phase start. Can someone request waifus in gambling? Yes, you could. Technically. The game is about purple guy who kills a bunch of... Wait, no, that's enough. Even Doki Doki has some law, but it's really bad. A really bad one. Wait, isn't Doki Doki... I mean, Doki Doki Literature Club? Isn't it a story-based game? So there probably is a bunch of law, no? Also, funny story about that. Actually, I don't think I'm allowed to mention this. But let's just say one of the testers for the game did put blackjack and hookers on the leaderboard. But that is not... I don't think that's allowed. But we do have some guidelines, and it is PG-13. Or supposed to be. So that is not allowed. You can put it on the leaderboard, but it would reject it. Based on the submission guidelines that are shown in-game. Alright, so this is gonna be the starting point. And then we will position equals or plus equals. What do I want here? I want to have a vector that points to the left and rotates 90 degrees up and down. Never points to the right. And always starts in the center. You know what? I think that is a joke for AI because my streamer mush brain doesn't work efficiently. Create a small function that generates in GDScript that generates a random point based on a starting point and a maximum distance and the radius. And some kind of radius restriction. Oh god, I'm gonna describe that so badly. So that the point always is within a certain minimum and maximum distance from the initial point. The result should always be to the left of the point and be restricted vertically. Like a rectangle. Oh god, the AI is gonna be very confused about that, but it's fine, it's fine. I'm just putting some garbage thought vomit out there and hope that it produces something that I can work with. No, it's a cliche. It was copied from another game that did it better. Irisu Syndrome. Wait, what do you mean by that? You mean Toki Doki Literature Club is a parody of Irisis Syndrome? Or something like that, or a knockoff. Well, I guess cliche would be a parody. It's a copycat. Really? Toki Doki Literature Club is such a beloved and well-known game. I didn't know that they had drawn inspiration from a different game. But I never played it either, so, you know. In distance, max distance, blah blah blah, offset, random range, vertical limit, start line, plus offset, get random point, min max, and then the vertical limit. So it's x, start x minus distance, y offset, blah blah blah. Yeah, it's just ranges. Let's be real. Just ranges. So it's random. Let's do new position x equals random float in range, and it's gonna be minus 200 0, and then we get the y, and that's gonna be between minus 770 and 770. Probably make it 500, and then this probably should also be 500. And then the new position is actually gonna be the initial position plus 50 times the vector. Oh, maybe we can just change the direction vector. One of my friends was playing DDLC, and when they got to the Sayuri part, my other friend just yelled, "She hanged herself?" I don't think I've ever actually seen the story, so that doesn't mean much to me. Spoiler, I guess. I just know it's a horror, like some kind of psychological horror thing. I feel like it is not gonna work as well as I thought it would be. Like the randomizer thing with the position actually makes it just wobble around a little bit. But the way it's implemented, if I increase the amount that it moves, it would just go very fast. I guess you could just test it this one. So 50 times the vector minus 1 1 minus 1 1. Oh, it's just a random. Yeah. So the initial position would be the starting position. No. The new point is still gonna be calculated like this. But then the actual new position is gonna be initial position plus new position, which is gonna be something different because that is target point. And then that's gonna be target point, and that's gonna be target point. And then initial position plus target point minus initial position. Which is the direction. That is gonna look crazy. Like, it's gonna probably be very violent. The way it moves. But let's just check it. Let's just check it. Am I stupid? Isn't this just the target point? If it adds the target point minus initial position to the initial position. Alright. I guess I would be using move towards. Isn't that what happens anyway? Yes. Oh! So I can't even... Yeah. So it doesn't matter. Because it's limited by the delta times R anyway. So new position equals the start position plus vector 2 and then the randoms. I guess it's more readable the way I had it before. But that's not true either. Is there a random vector? True? Random? No. No. So I guess it would be more target point, vector 2, which is the start position. No. That doesn't matter anymore, that's just vector 0. Or nothing really. And then in position is gonna be the start position plus target point. Yes, that is what is supposed to happen. She shanked herself. There was an anime that I watched a very long time ago. That is also pretty famous. Like the... I don't remember the title. Something about cicadas. Like the one what's that called in for when they cry? Is it called when they cry? Yeah. Igurashi. What is the full title in English and Japanese? Igurashi no Nakakoro ni or something? Igurashi no Nakakoro ni. Right. When they cry, and she did shank herself indeed. That was one of the craziest scenes in anime history, I think. She just, like, smashes a knife against the wall with the handle against the wall, and then bashes her head into the knife. What a crazy scene. All-time classic. Now I want to make an emote like that. Am I kind of screwed in the head for wanting to make an emote like that? Because sometimes I do feel like that. There is definitely a vibe that you want to communicate in chat. Wanting to smash your head into a knife. Maybe it's just me. I think I'm gonna make an emote like that tomorrow. I should write that down. That is a great idea for an emote. Thank God I thought she would say she watched Kaifuku Jutsu no Yarinhoshi. I don't even know if I want to comment on that. I think my reaction is enough information. Definitely not gonna make an emote on that anime, that's for sure. He's just slowly drifting towards me, and I'm not sure if I like it. I thought he would be moving away. Sometimes as well, and up and down. But is it because he's not actually in the final phase? Let's actually print. Well, should probably put breakpoints because the print will just spam the console. Will you make an emote of you stabbing yourself in the head? Yeah, that would be the ideal. That would be the ideal. But I can't put a breakpoint here. Otherwise. Sweet summer boy. I think the English title is a lot more well known. I don't even want to mention it though. I feel like you're getting in trouble already just by talking about it. Okay, so it doesn't actually trigger the final phase for some reason. Even though it does set it here. But is it reaching this? Should be. I think you would get in trouble if you made that emote. You mean the one with the knife? Probably. Because of self-harm guidelines? Probably. I guess you already have it, I know. What are your thoughts on Mushoku Tensei? It is my favorite anime of all time. I'm glad you asked. I love everything about it. Well, I probably shouldn't say everything. But it's a great story. It is phenomenal animation. And it's very, very good. You're so happy to get stabbed, yeah. Also, isn't the meme that we posted on Discord, like the meme that people kept bringing up with like the open mouth emotes, isn't that actually from that anime? I remember. I'm surprised you haven't seen it. I feel like it is a very deliberate reference, but I guess you didn't deliberately reference it. So it is being said to the final phase. So why is it not working? Like the other breakpoint, isn't it? Even though we are in the final phase. And that one should be called. Are we getting into the next position? If position not equals next position, else get next position. How? I think we should be hitting this, because we are going in here. Maybe I do have to print it. Women are strange creatures. That is why 90% of the audience was female. Is it true? There's no way. There's no way that's true. It is made up. I think I did because you did. Wait, weren't you the one who posted the reference first? 1 second, let me check. It might be too far. I mean, I did it. Yeah, I did it in the other channel, but the first one, maybe it was Nomom who posted it first, or Zeren. I don't know. It was multiple times. Yeah. Maybe it was me. Maybe I wasn't. Maybe it was me. Oh, I get it. Yeah, it was me. It was definitely me. I think you mentioned something about the new emote when I introduced it, and that made me want to make that reference. Yeah. You're the one who noticed the potential. And then I made a specific reference. My bad. Noticed it looked a bit sus. The crying emote. Yeah. I'm confused. Next, not final. Next, not final. But if we go here and print it. Now final. It should actually show up like that. Because if I hit him, he is actually transitioning to the final phase, so he should get a now final. Oh, and then after that nothing ever happens? How is that possible? Honestly, this is kind of fun. Like he's swimming against the current and still hitting the bubbles. It's interesting. More challenging. More interesting than a regular gameplay. So I feel like that will be kind of fun to do. So what is happening? Why is it not hitting it? I guess he gets set specifically to the starting position. And then the next time he goes into process, it checks if the position is not equal to the next position. And then moves towards it. Oh, he never reaches it because the next position isn't initially set. So what it should be doing is next position equals position. And I just realized what that condition even does. He's gonna move to the thing until he reaches it. So we have to update the speed, and then it actually would behave the way I want it to. So this times 5 should be drift speed. And then we say drift speed equals 5. And then when we transition in the new logic, we're setting the drift speed to 20. And see what happens. Oh, you never even heard of it? Wait, you never even heard of it? I recommend you to stay away from it. I thought you just avoided it, because it was a pretty big deal when it came out. It's one of the most horrible things that ever happened to anime. It was like a turning point, a little bit, for what people were actually putting into a regular anime. If we can even call it that. Okay, I think we can make him a lot faster. And a lot less on the left. So the drift parameters, it's gonna be probably only 100, maybe even minus 100 to 100. So he goes to the right as well, because I feel like he's already shifted to the left a lot. And then the up and down is gonna go further up and further down. Let's put it to 700 up and 1000 down. And the rotation should probably align with the movement direction, but that one we can do later. Ow. That looks better. And then he's gonna be a lot faster. That seems correct though. So probably 10x the speed, honestly. Should also make all of these variables. Let's make some variables. Turbulence vector. I'm kinda hesitant to call things vector just because the type is already vector. But at the same time, I can't call it direction because direction kinda implies only the direction as a normalized vector. So I guess it would be velocity, right? Because the velocity includes the direction normally, right? Or is the velocity only the speed? Velocity is a vector. Okay, let's call it velocity then. Turbulence velocity will be a vector 2. Starting as, I guess, equals minus 80, 0. And then we get the target point variance. Which is also going to be a vector. That is minus 100. I guess it's 2. Target point x var, and then target point y var. No, let's call it range. X range. Target. Or drift. No. Final phase. Drift range X. I guess it is correct. Drift range X and drift range Y, and then it would be minus 700, 1000. And we put them down here. It doesn't even work like that. I think random range only takes variables, right? It doesn't actually take a vector. You would have to call it min-max. Okay, I'm not gonna overthink this. Min-max, and then y min-max, and then this is gonna be loads all the way down. Boop boop boop. Load. Hello, 00 RJ KG. We're gonna dump. And that's gonna be like this. And then the max is 100, and then I mean 700 and 1000. And then it's gonna be weird, cause it's gonna be min-max. Like this. I don't know. And then the other one is, maybe I shouldn't put them in variables like this, but they just have 2 long names now. for the fun. And then the turbulence velocity goes down here. And then the drift speed. Well, drift speed load equals to 100. Which probably should be set on ready and already be defined here. And this one is gonna be drift speed. And then it's gonna be... Wait, what? No. Never mind. I already rejected this. The drift speed is what multiplies with delta. It has nothing to do with the 50. So we don't do that at all. We already defined it. And this actually goes below. And then, why is there a on outbox area entered? In the middle. This should also be up. All the way to the top. And then we can remove all of the prints. And then this is gonna be I guess you have to call it final phase drift speed. Final phase drift speed 200. That's it. Now everything is a thing that we can change up here. Alright. There's a warning. Narrow conversion, bottom of the int. To be defined, isn't it? I guess it could be, but probably shouldn't. Load. Now we should be very fast moving in the final phase. There we go. As it slows down and speeds up based on where the point ended up. But I feel like that already feels like this type of course phase, right? Where it's just on the right going up and down. And then tomorrow we will implement attacks. Some kind of portal mechanic stuff. Definitely don't want him to go that far up. But now that we have variables, we can easily tweak that. Make it 500. Maybe then make him go down further. I feel like he starts very high. And he still goes too much to the left. Maybe just start 0 then go up to 200 because he's already starting on the left, so he goes more to the right. I could probably also export these and actually change them at runtime to not have to start. Like go through the entire phase again in the beginning. It is very quick though. That's fun to test. So they immediately got on that side. It's gonna be so hype when we actually come back on the music and the final phase starts, because I think the final song is actually my favorite. Let's actually turn it on for a little bit. Is it even running the final song? I don't even know. Yes, it is. Can you even hear it? I think you cannot, if I don't tell out. I don't know, I might make a new song. It doesn't really fit this type of post phase. It is a banger though. It's still going way too high for some reason. Wait, is it because No, I'm usually... Yeah, it's relative to the starting point, so it shouldn't... Maybe we shouldn't make it relative to the starting point, so we can work with the actual spin coordinates. I think we will put the new weak spot on the neck. I think it will be very nice to actually chase the neck like that. Go for the throat, you might say. Yeah, I think it works great for what we are planning to do. Let's write it down real quick. So turbulence, and then boss movement outside, random drift. Push player away. And tomorrow, neck weak spot question mark. I guess it don't do the side scrolling, so we replace this with the turbulence. I guess the still is true at the same, like these are kind of the same. Manipulated and beam attacks, dodge piranhas. I think we're gonna ditch the additional combo thing. It's gonna get too complicated. But we still have to figure out what the attack player pattern of the player will be. And we still have to do the splash transition and animation. Yeah, I think this is shaping up great. I'm glad. It was good progress, even though we didn't do too much. But I feel like I have a much better idea of what I want to do with this. Let's commit one of these. It's gonna be... have felt. This is refactor, drift, logic. And then this is Alright. Let's do boss, final, meganome, final says, movement logic, plus, drift refactor, let's just call it boss. I like calling him meganome even in the commit messages, but I think boss is gonna be easier in this case. So far we only have one boss, so it's fine. Boss drift refactor plus I just call it drift logic. Plus turbulence, velocity, and then this is just the scene equivalent. I think it's still going too high. So let's set this to 300, and he's also going too low a little bit. Let's set it to 800. And I think we can go more to the right. Maybe even start him more to the right in general. Now this should be 0. Let's give it a final test before we commit that. And then it's time for the dinner break. I'm already late. I guess I was an hour late to start the test stream, so it's fine. And I did eat right at the start of the stream. I don't really have to eat again. More cow. Jesus. You might go too far outside. And also the health bar definitely needs to be somewhere else for this fight. The up down I think is a good restriction now. I also want to rotate him slightly. Yeah, I think the up down is perfect. Oh, almost. Hello, nice hoodie. Thank you, Hilaria. Oh god, that is very loud. I think I'm gonna turn off the music again next time I start it. So let's just put it at 700 and minus 200, and then the right is gonna be 250. And the speed might actually be 300. Blue. I was thinking of making another total 40 hoodie, but I like it. So I don't want to only wear the hoodie when it's triggered. That's it. Even the color changing impressive, yeah. I probably, if I didn't do the color changing, I probably would have had more time to be on time today. No, not really. It was like the easiest thing of the things that were required to implement the new hoodie. Well, the old hoodie. Adjust the old hoodie to the new model. There's still some bugs. That's why I'm an hour late, basically. Because I noticed some bugs right before the stream. When I was setting up for the stream. after my lunch. Odd. I think 200 was fine. Thank you for that, Tits. Alright. Committed. And then that's it. Let me get big and show off the woody again. I think I have to adjust the blue as well. I feel like the dark gray doesn't fit well with the blue hoodie. I think the blue needs to be a little bit darker. But all the time. In this outfit, I actually prefer red. Because what makes the other blue so nice is the contrast with the gems in my tiara and the ribbon with the booch, I think. Anyway, chat, that is it for the dev section of the stream. I will be having dinner, although I'm not sure if I will eat or not, because I already did eat right when the stream started, so I'm not sure. I probably should have a little bit. And then afterwards, at 8 p.m, although I might be a little bit late since we're already so close to 8 p.m, we will play some more demos. So thank you all for watching so far. And YouTube viewers, remember that I have to take down the YouTube stream and restart it. So there will be a new URL you can check in Discord, on Twitter, on Blue Sky for the new URL, or just go on my channel on the just channel page or live stream page or whatever to find the new stream. Dinner break, back at new URL at 8 p.m. And then that's it. See you soon for more demos soon. See you later, chat.